Welcome, guys. This is the Leo singles for April 2021. Wow. Here we go.
Hola
And
amigos.
Asta, David. And this is the four pillars, call it. Tries to, a little bit different for singles reading. We're going to try to identify your soulmate, the person you're meant to be with, that spirit wants you to be with. So, not a mistake, not the next ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-problem, but the one. So that's who we're looking at here. And for this, we call it super singles. So play along and be super single. That means you're really not thinking anyone, you're not crushing on, you're wide open. So we're to tell Spirit Airlines to go ahead and bring in your person, land them, so you can meet them, land them on the run. We're clearing the runway here for this new person. You don't know them yet. You're going to meet them. This is perfect reading for a dating site, guys.
Okay.
Like if you like it. All right, so your person, this is emotionally. You're coming in with the world and the Nine of Pentacles. Emotionally stable person.
Always.
And
And
the
the Two of
intellect, you think
Cups.
that would be the
And the
emotions.
Three of Swords.
So, probably more emotional in the way they talk than in the way they feel. Offhand, but let's see. Then sexually with the Hierophant in the Tower, mercy me. Gonna have fun with that one. I'm just gonna let that ride for a minute.
Okay.
And the Ace of Cups, Eight of Wands for this is their lifestyle, core values, sexual energy, intellectual, and emotional four pillars. So we're gonna sit down with this person and try to see if it's your person. I'm gonna try to identify them, so that when you're out on a date, sitting across from them, you begin to get a feeling that this is them. So emotionally, I just think they're really stable. And we go with astrology. This could be like a Capricorn moon, Aquarius moon. Um, One of those very, very stable personality. And comes to mind the word unflappable, like not you cannot easily upset them. This person. Um, and they would be very confident and quietly confident, you see. So, in other words, they're not going to ever brag or anything like that, but they they would have a about them a probably a feeling about them that of being self-contained. That's what I want to say. So I could see them like if they were in a group, like other people might almost orbit around them like they were like the sun, and the other people are, but they're, and this person is not, they draw people to them, okay? They're very grounded, emotionally grounded person, um, like a tree with roots in the earth, this person. So also then, they're not going to be real when they're telling you their stories. You know, when you're on a date, we tell each other stories, okay? So what's their stories going to be like? Well, I don't think they're going to be telling you these stories full of emotional angst and turmoil, you know, problems from the past relationships. That's not the kind of stories you're going to tell. I think they're pretty stable. They probably would have made stable choices in the past, okay? Now, intellectually, what do you make of the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords? You gotta always remember with Three of Swords that their thoughts, you know,
It's a writer. To write poem. Or no?
could could be, but with the it implies some emotional thinking. Now it's interesting because over here they're all grounded and stuff, and not emotional and self-contained. And then over here, in the way they think, maybe they're more emotional in how they think. I think like this is a sweet person. There could be an element to them. This could be like a lot about how they think internally. So they're a nice person and a loving person, but they may have a lot of thoughts that maybe they're not, like a little
Mhm.
bit negative thoughts sometimes that run through their head, and this would be something that goes on in the past. But really, like they mean well, and also in
Mhm.
astrology, like a Libra Mercury maybe
Mhm.
here, this kind of energy, um, and because they in their thoughts, I think they want balance, so they wouldn't be quick to speak. And I think with the Three of Swords here in this position, it's kind of about like holding back what they think.
Mhm.
And you get the Heart and the Two of Cups. There's something about the emotions, like possibly they don't want to say things because words have a, like you said, maybe the poetry. Maybe words have a lot of meaning and effect upon them, and maybe they don't want to put themselves out there and say like, okay, I'm pro this president, and then have people say, well, that's dumb. You know what I mean? They don't
Mhm.
like that. They don't like that. They don't like the, um,
The
and
confrontation.
they don't like the confrontation. And I think their way they are is going to be more to the Two of Cups at the top here. But the reason why they're like this, because yeah, they don't like the confrontation. And I think they're capable of it. Like this could be two. They're third house Gemini. They're quick. They're quick thinking, but I think they might keep it inside. So I think with this person, they always gonna know a lot more than they let on. Like if you're talking, they're listening at many levels and understanding how you feel when you talk, as well as to what you're saying. You know,
Mhm.
because this Three of Swords doesn't have traditional meaning here. So that should give you some idea as you're getting to know them, how that might work. And I look for them to use words like, well, that seems fair to me, or fair enough, because of the Libra and the balance here, um, too. And I almost get the sense, too, that they would almost, when they're talking, they'd be very sensitive that you have as much time to talk as they do. So um, probably not going to interrupt you unless, and there's something to keep in mind, if they do interrupt you or they become in any way like abrasive or anything, know that you've just touched on something emotional. Because when they do react with their tongue or something sharp, or it's that you touched on something emotional from them, you know. Remember, this is your person, so not nothing bad. Nobody's perfect, but you're dealing with that here, and you may touch on something emotional because you guys are going to probably have a deep connection, and it's liable to go deep quick, right? Um, and then sexually, I gotta say, they're probably going to tell you a story because you may not have sex on the first date. This doesn't really look like someone here with the Hierophant that would. They're going to need a little time. Maybe you could even say they might be a person who wants a commitment before they even have sex, okay?
Sí.
But they may come from a Catholic background,
Positive.
and the tower here, causes some issues, um, maybe. So I think that's the story you look for, you know. And look for them to be kind of traditional sexually, whatever that means. You know, well, they might not have whips and chains. You know,
Huh?
they may they might not have the whips whoosh, whoosh, and
Ah.
the handcuffs. Just be kind of traditional.
Mhm.
And then for their lifestyle
Lifestyle.
and core values, well, I see the Ace of Cups here. This means that what they do and actions, Eight of Wands, a lot of actions. Could be
Mhm.
long distance. It could travel a lot or communicate long distance
Mm.
to people, but they're very committed to it,
Mhm.
to what they do. So they put their heart into their work, which this can be sales,
Oh.
um, but
Mhm.
this can be management, this can be
Mhm.
leading a team, this can be uh, a life coach, even,
Mhm.
somebody that's enthusiastic and positive in what they do and really means it, really feels it. People pick up on this Ace of Cups. If you're a salesman and this is like you believe in it so much you just kind of give that energy off, and people end up wanting to buy it and they don't even need it, you know. But if you're trying to encourage someone or be a public speaker or something like that, that's what they could do. But I think like one thing that will give them away when you're on a date is you're going to see, and this shouldn't be hard to find out, that they really, their work is really important to them and means a lot to them. So they don't just go to a job just to make money. No, whatever they do, they really believe in it. And they put their heart into it, and they would probably do it if they won the lottery and didn't need to do it. That is a giveaway because there's not many people like that. So that's going to be your person, Leo's, right? For April, let us know,
Okay, I mean,
and hit like. You know, let us know. Join the dating site. Go out and find this guy or girl.